a realist.
I'm curious.
I am stubborn.
I'm impatient.
I am a perfectionist.
I am relentless.
I'm a dreamer.
I'm a believer.
I am an opportunist.
I like train stations because in train stations you have a crossroad of the world that you're visiting, and if you just take a seat there and you stay there for a half hour, you see the world just opening up to you, the world that you're in, and it's the same and different every time depending on the country you visit or the place you visit. It's really great. Public policy, which is my job, is the geography of people now. I am born and raised in the city, so I'm a really urban person in that sense. And working in public policy, in urban planning, you integrate all this. You talk to people, you can have an impact, a major impact on their lives. My job isn't a job, my job is a passion.
I'm a systems strategist. I'm fascinated by complexity. Complexity in the world, complexity in society, complexity in people, in industrial systems. I'm interested in building on what is already there, because that is what gives it flavor, it's what gives it meaning, it's what gives it purpose. I mean, the most interesting stories are combinations of stories. You know, the best and the oldest books that we have are layers and layers of people telling each other's stories and adding their own personalities and elements. And that's really what makes something thrive. An ecosystem is a lot of different things working in concerto with one another. Our challenge is to convert existing cities and existing buildings more so than building new ones. And I love building on that history and those layers and working with people that love where they are or that love that building and that would like to build history there in a new way. I love music a lot.
I'm really enthusiastic about trying to make this area more attractive for people that come here every day. I think that's probably the main reason that I started working in real estate, is that you can really make an impression that affects the way that people behave and really affects their lives. Deep down, I guess my passion is I really want to make a difference and leave a footprint of some kind.
Scientists are saying we have a window of opportunity to change our course of action and the way we are dealing with our resources and the impact we have on the planet. And the window of opportunity also regarding climate change is probably the next 10, 15 years, not more. So I would like to contribute to something bigger than myself.
Happiness and healthy people, that is really very, very valuable for our society. I know how society works and I know how that economy is very important, but how can we really add value to people and not only value to companies and more money? I just think, well, try to think in another way as well. Try to care in a way.
The challenges we are facing today are mostly a result of the, let's say, mistakes from the past, when a lot of neighborhoods were designed without really thinking of people or thinking just like sleeping neighborhoods, and I think that can be changed, and I think that's really challenging to work on these issues.
I'm looking for a solution for a problem. I've seen too many projects nowadays being erected, of which I say, well, will you be a proud developer if you pass this project in 10 years? Or will it be totally outdated, not used anymore? Will it be the next rough neighborhood? I'm not a perfectionist, but I do want to make a difference in a good way.
As a society, we're facing an unstable climatic situation and increasingly unstable socio-political situations. And that means we're going to have to move faster and be more flexible to adapt. It's easy to think that governments have the responsibility of taking care of that. I think companies that actually, process these materials and have that functional role in society need to take the lead in order to move us into that pioneering area.
To make innovation work, it really needs to settle into society. So it also needs to work economically. So just developing a technology, that's not enough. You have to talk to different types of people. So what we really love is to have people with multiple backgrounds.
I discovered that just design and just engineering or just science by themselves weren't going to be enough to resolve the conflicts that we have. So I decided to find methods to combine them, to see if you can combine science, engineering, design and business to get better results. Based on this idea, I created a company called Accept Integrated Sustainability.
Like interdependencies, everything is connected. And that is something that's a view, I guess, that we are able to create, that opens up people's eyes.
A sustainable society is one that is resilient, that can move, that is always moving, but that can adjust to the things that happen around it. It is one that is autonomous and that doesn't rely on fossil resources or things that can be depleted. It's one that's socially just, in which the people are fair to one another and they don't have a reason to fight because things are reasonably fairly distributed. All those components come around the corner when you talk about sustainability. And that makes it, I think, the most complex challenge that we have. And I love complex things. So sustainability isn't embedded in the object. Sustainability is a part of the whole story around that object, the whole society that has helped produce it. And that is, to me, the essence of sustainability, is that it is a property of our society, which we call a system. Like a company can be a system, a village can be a system, a country, but a thing, no. So if you start looking that way at society and start understanding that sustainability as a system and using systems thinking as a way to understand the world around us, it suddenly opens up a myriad of opportunities.
They presented this method, SIT, which promoted a really integral way of looking at what your problem is, and also opening up a lot of solutions outside of real estate, but more in programming, more in energy loops or in material loops, and that worked.
I'd say that SIT methodology is a systems analysis, allows for changing with the systems, because systems do change, and it moves away from sub-optimization. So you find longer-term solutions doing it, and therefore bigger impact.
You have an entire neighborhood that you can basically redesign and recreate. So now, because we really tapped into what makes people happy and healthy, how can we get them involved and at the same time improve the green spaces out there, improve the air quality, also make the whole neighborhood energy neutral, or even make it produce energy for its neighborhood. And but also a lot of products would come out of it, and there would be education and new jobs created. So that entire package, it's much more appealing for everyone.
It was quite amazing to see how much we could develop in 3 days with white people from different backgrounds that have different ideas, different mindsets, and then you ask them to find solutions, and then we build on each other's ideas.
They try to broaden the expertise and the different scope by including people from all kinds of disciplines and look at it from left and right and upside down and from all different directions. And that raises a lot of opportunities. And that's a moment when all these different elements that have been going on for a long time, seemingly at random, lead to some kind of conclusion. It's been a project that we've been working on for almost a year now, and which has now resulted in a very clear vision of what we should build here. You are doing things in a method that is not traditional. You don't have the optimal control, but that's just the idea. Because if you want to have the optimal control on the whole thought process, you're going to be doing things exactly the way you always did them.
sometimes we hear people talk about us and they say that we're idealists, as if that's something bad, right? And to me that's really fascinating because yeah, we are trying to change the world for the better. I mean, that's super idealistic, but we're being very successful at it. We're creating profit for companies and we're making beautiful places and projects happen. And to me, that's the best thing that you can possibly achieve.
I have a tough time hearing people saying, you know, we have always done it that way, so let's do it again that way. And I'm like, no, that's impossible. I like to challenge the obvious. That's really me. That's, I think, let's say a little bit rebellious. Do you say that?
I want to actually leave a legacy to the world, make it a bit better during my lifetime. And everything I do is aiming at that.
We love working with visionary people who are trying to change their organization or trying to change the society within them. We'd love to get in touch with anyone who feels that drive just as strong as we do, so we can go and make the world a better place together.